What's up, guys? This is Jaguar YGO, and I am here today with...
Ben Bradley.
And what did you do today, Ben?
I got a top 4 in Swiss and top 8 overall at a Starlight Zeus event here with Ghost Gaming.
Nice. And you said Blackwing?
That's right, I was playing Blackwing today.
Oh, that's sick. So what made you want to play Blackwing over like any other meta deck?
Well, honestly, I've been playing this deck for a long time. I played it as a kid. Took a long break from Yu-Gi-Oh, but came back in October because they dropped new Blackwing support, and these cards are awesome. The deck's actually pretty strong right now, so you can kind of compete against any deck. You gotta kind of know what you're doing, but it's also pretty intuitive once you get the hang of it. So
nice. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get into it with your main deck.
Yeah. So let's start with the monsters here. We got 3 copies of Simoon. This is your starter. This will search your Black Whirlwind spell and normal summon itself, so then it'll search another Blackwing from the deck, and this will just get you going straight into your combo. You always want to see this card. This is what you're looking for every time. The second best card in this deck is this new one from Darkwing Blast. It's called Sudri, the Phantom Glimmer. This card searches anything that mentions Blackwing Dragon, which is all of the next cards I'm about to go over. And it's not a hard once per turn, so you can summon it, get it back to your hand, summon it again, which a lot of lines will do. And you can generate a ton of advantage off this card, especially while Black Whirlwind's up. And then this is the prime target. You're going to search off of that every time if you can. This is Shamal the Sandstorm. This card has 2 effects, and what it does is you send it to the graveyard from either field or hand, activates the new Black Feather Whirlwind spell, and then you can banish it from your graveyard when you synchro summon to send one back to hand. It's usually going to be this guy, the Sudri we just talked about, to get you that extra summon and keep going in your combo. And then next, this is the last 3 we have here. Blackwing Vata, the Emblem of Wandering. This card is actually kind of crazy. You can special summon it if you have another Blackwing on the field, and then it synchro summons from your deck. So you send from the deck to the grave with itself, and then it'll get you Blackwing Dragon. And then if you search this card and you have Black Feather Whirlwind up, you can summon this back and just kind of keep going from there. That's pretty much how you start every combo. Okay. You want to get the Simoon to get you to the Sudri, and then you want to grab one of each of these 2. And then you can go so far in your combo from there.
Okay.
Then I have a bunch of one-of Blackwings. This guy is a generic level 4 that can special summon itself. There's also the OG one, Boar the Spear. This one just has a couple hundred more attack points, so it's like I add this off of one of the extra deck monsters to the hand, so it's just an extra extender. Zephyros the Elite. This is the one you want to send every time with that Vata card, because this can bounce back. I'll talk about it in a minute, but it bounces back the spell that lets you revive again. Okay. So you just keep going. We have 2 level 2 monsters. This one is like a effect veiler, but it can also do so many other things. So you discard this, it has to go to grave. So unfortunately, against like a Rise Heart, it's not very good. But if graveyard's open, you can send a dark or a Blackwing Synchro monster with it, and then it negates their effects and drops their attack 700, which is actually kind of a slept-on effect. This card actually saved me today against Nibiru. I got Nibiru'd, I used this, I sent a Synchro to my grave, and that opened up a whole extension. I actually finished on a pretty crazy board. Yeah, and then this one is a level modulator, so you could special it when you have any other Blackwing. Anytime it's summoned, you can change its level. You can increase it by any other Blackwing on the field, so like you can go straight into like a Synchro 10 instantly when you summon this card, so it's kind of nice. But the importance of having 2 level 2s is that when you send to the grave with Vata, wherever he is, with Zephyros, it has to equal 8. So 2 plus 2 plus 4. So you always want to have one of those 2 in your deck. Another one we have 2 more. Gale, again, just a generic extender. If you drew into something and you get a free search off Black Whirlwind, you grab this to keep going. It can also have the attack and defense permanently of any monster on the field. So that came up today, and that card's super useful. Last one here. This card's awesome. This is before the new support. This was like the number 1 card you wanted to search every time. Generic level 4 tuner. You can go into all your level 10s with it, and then you can banish it from your graveyard to put counters on all of your opponent's monsters, and then you can permanently steal them with full armor master. That's the only reason he's in here. We got some hand traps next, playing 3 Ash. Probably don't have to explain this card very much. This card's awesome. Very good against pretty much every deck right now. Also playing 3 copies of Gamma with the driver. If you don't know what this card does, it's a monster effect negate. Destroys that and then special summons itself if you don't have any monsters on your field. So like this can come up huge going second, or if you're going first and you go for like Pot of Prosperity or Small World and they try to ash you and you use your Gamma, and then that's a free level 8 synchro right there because it's also a tuner.
Gotcha.
This card saved me a bunch today going second as well. Next, these are kind of a package deal. You get the 3 Small Worlds with the Destrudo.
Oh wow.
This will get you into Simoon. If you can search it. You can go Gamma into Simoon, or any of the Blackwings into this to get Simoon to your hand.
So that's your common small world line?
Right, exactly. And that's how I lost my final 8. I had the Gamma in my hand. I used the Small World with the Blackwing instead, and my combo was pretty small compared to what it could have been. You live and you learn, though. 2 Pot of Prosperity. I have a pretty flexible extra deck. There are a lot of different extra decks people play. A lot of people like to play the Kali Yuga deck. I wanted to try something different and play some fun cards today, so I did that. But yeah, this is great. This will get you also, you're trying to find Simoon or whatever. If you get ashed and you need to keep going, like that card will save your butt a whole bunch. I'm only playing 2 Black Whirlwind. This is with the card that Simoon activates. Every time you normal summon a monster, you get to search a Blackwing with attack less than that monster. So that's why, like I said earlier, you want to go Simoon, who has 1600, which will let you get Sudri, which is 1400, and then that lets you get the level 2 Vada, which is 800, and then that's full combo from there. This is the one that Shamal searches, Black Feather Whirlwind. So every time you synchro summon a Dark Synchro, you can revive one of your Blackwings that's banished or in your graveyard that has less attack than that monster. So, and it's a soft once per turn too. So the standard line is you get Sudri, you search the Shamal, you activate this, you use the Vada, you send the Zephyros, and then you revive the Vada. But then you bounce this back with Zephyros and you activate it again, because then you get another Monster Reborn for Blackwings, which is pretty incredible.
Nice.
I'm also playing 1 rank up spell. This gets me into Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon, which is pretty crazy. That card won me a lot of games today. 3 Imperms, Monster Negate. This card's awesome. If you don't know what this card does, you should probably figure that out. And then this card's amazing, Blackwing Twin Shadow. So if you can get yourself into this level 6 synchro, which I'll talk about in a minute, this gets you an extra normal summon, and this is what you're going to search off of that Sudri with your second normal summon. This card shuffles your Blackwings from banished or grave back into deck, and then you synchro summon with it. So I will talk about that real quick here, but I like to shuffle back in this guy and the level 4 tuner to go into full armor master.
Okay.
And then, so that Monster Reborn I was talking about, you can use that to revive the Effect Veiler from earlier. Chinook, see if I can snag him real quick. This guy. And then you can use him to send this guy that you sent back to your deck to the grave to negate something else, which is pretty nifty. There's a whole lot of things you can do with that. But into the extra deck, I already showed you him. He will burn your opponent for 800. He'll lower their attack and defense permanently by 800, and then he gets you that extra normal summon, but he has to be face up on the field to do it. So if he gets destroyed and you revive it with Reborn, that's fine. But yeah, you got to be face up to do it, but it's super useful effect.
Okay.
Playing 2 Assault Dragons. A lot of people play 3, but I wanted to play 2 Full Armor Masters instead. Talk about the Blackwing Dragon.
Okay.
This is an OG card. It blocks effect damage, so a lot of the new cards actually have built-in effect damage. Like,
Is that a Starlight too?
it is a Starlight, yeah.
Oh, you're swagging.
So like these two both have added effects. Just to tie in with this, I don't think it really matters much, but instead of taking effect damage, this will actually block that for you, and then you can remove those counters and lower one of your opponent's monsters' attacks. I think you're probably seeing a pretty standard theme here. We like to lower their attack and raise ours. And yeah, I've actually had this. I don't think this will ever come up again, but someone played Magic Cylinder and this blocked it for me. So, yes, this is the Synchro Tuner I was talking about. This guy, when you Synchro summon it, dumps one from deck to become that level. So this is where that Oster comes in that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to dump this to the grave to make this a level 4. And then I Synchro it off with the Simoon that I started my combo with to go into the first Assault Dragon or a Full Armor Master if you need it, because they're both 10s. But usually I want to go into him, and then I banish the Synchro Tuner and the Blackwing Dragon to get a second one.
Okay.
So it's, I mean, pretty easy to get all 3 of them out, but super easy to get 2 of them out. I go into Dragoon every game. I try to, at least. You get the Muddy Mud Dragon very easily. Once you revive your level 2 tuner the first time, you synchro it with your level 4, get this, and then you use the Blackwing Dragon with the Muddy to go into Dragoon. Unfortunately, it's like your 6th summon every time, so Nibiru kind of gets away with that, but if they don't have it, you get Dragoon out super easily, and this card's pretty incredible. If you don't know what it does, it's an Omni Negate. You discard a card, negate it, can't be targeted, can't be destroyed by effects. And if once you destroy either via its first effect or by negating, it gains 1,000 attack, which is super useful.
Nice, okay.
Next, I'll go over my 1 Link monster. I'm also considering playing a second Link. I don't know what I would want to yet, but just because I have the Borreload Savage and I kind of want a way to put a Link monster in the graveyard that isn't tributing the whole field with the Assault Dragon. But this card's pretty great. It special summons a level 4 from deck, and then it sets that rank up spell when one of your Phantom Knights or Raid Raptor uses their effect. So one of these two has to use their effect, and then it'll set the rank up spell.
Okay.
So that brings me to Force Strix. This card, you detach one, and it'll add a level 4 to your hand. So ideally, you summon the Y-Strix, you have a level 4 out, and then the Y-Strix will bring a second level 4 out, which will get you into this guy. This guy will search that generic level 4 I was talking about earlier, Chris, and then you could special summon that. That part's not as important, but then this will set the rank up spell, and then all you need is 6 darks in your grave to go into Ultimate Falcon.
Nice.
And at this point in time, you always have more than 6 darks in here. You got like 10.
Oh, wow, that's pretty spicy.
Yep, and so then Ultimate Falcon, if you don't know what it does, also unaffected. End phase, you can lower your opponent's, all their monsters permanently by 1,000, and if they don't have any, it deals them 1,000 damage. And then on your own turn, you can detach one, and all their monsters lose 1,000 attack again. So see, the theme's still going here. And then the crazy part is, they can't activate cards or effects the rest of the turn. So pretty much on your turn, if this card's out, they're in trouble.
Fair enough.
And then this is the closer in my deck. I'm playing the Raiders Knight, which is another generic rank 4, just 2 level 4. It has to be dark, but every card in my deck is dark, except for the Gammas.
Okay.
This card you can detach one, rank up one into, I think it has to be, a Raid Raptor, Xyz Dragon, or Phantom Knights monster. So I always go straight into the Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. This card's pretty crazy. It can't be destroyed by card effects, so normally when you use Raiders Knight, the monster that you summon will be destroyed, but since this card can't be destroyed by card effects, it's just a free rank up into a really crazy monster. You can detach one, and this card gains the attack of all of the original attack points of every monster on the field. And then if it has a dark monster, it has to have a dark Xyz monster, attached as material, and then it permanently negates their effects as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and then there's the Borreload Savage Dragon, generic rank 8 synchro. It's either this for me or what's it called, Draco Berserker of the 10E, because A, pretty easy to go into this, but B, if Strix is in my graveyard, this will, when it's summoned, will attach it as a equip, and it'll gain Boral counters equal to its link rating, which is 2, and then once per turn you can remove one of those, and it's an Omni Negate, which is pretty great. Also gains half of the attack, so 700 points, makes it a 3,700 beater, which is pretty strong.
Nice. I like your extra deck.
Yeah, it's super fun.
We can go and go on to your side deck next.
Yes, and then I'll talk about some of your combos real quick. Yeah, like I said, the One Ice Heart, literally just for stealing their things and overlaying into it. Pretty fun when it comes up. Everyone's like, what the heck? This card didn't come up as much today. I actually was originally playing 3 copies of Droll, but I wanted to play 3 Gozen matches. Pretty much this is just you can't get tributed by Kaiju, Lava Ghoul, and Raw Sphere mode if you play your Gozen match. So it protects you from all of that stuff. And then this is actually also really good against some decks, so it's super helpful in some situations. Didn't come up as much as I wanted it to, but I think I'm going to keep trying with it. Draw and Lockbird, again, it's either 3 of this or 3 of the Gozen, and I don't know which one I'm leaning towards. This card, if a card's added to your opponent's hand, can't add anymore for the rest of the turn, neither can you until it turns over. Pretty useful. Evenly matched, playing this at 3. I think all decks should have this in their side deck. This card's crazy.
I agree.
You gotta skip your battle phase, but then they have to banish cards face down until they literally only have, if you have evenly, 1 card left. If you set it, then it's not as good, but still, pretty crazy card. I'm playing 1 Lightning Storm and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. I didn't actually play against Labyrinth today, but this is what that was for. The Lightning Storm actually came up clutch against, I think it was maybe Sprite? No, it was Branded. It came up against Branded. I blew up their whole board, and then, yeah, they couldn't stop my combo after that. But yeah, this is super useful. Either destroy all spells and traps or all attack monsters, and then Harpies is just destroy all their spells and traps. That's why those are in there. 3 Nibiru. This card's pretty great right now. Hard stops a lot of decks, and it does a lot of damage to a lot of other decks too. So if your opponent does more than 5 normal or special summons, tribute everything that's face up on the field. Again, this pairs really, really well with Armor Master. So if I've had times where I'm going first and I know I'm going first and I take the Gammas out of my deck, but I keep the Nibirus in, or I put the Nibirus in because I can get into like 1 or 2 of these. If I see this in my hand, I'm going to go into 2 of these and my Ultimate Falcon, and then I'm going to tribute all of their cards and keep my board. So, yep, that's pretty crazy. That's happened once, I think only once maybe, but I mean, it's when that happens, you're kind of done. 3 Book of Eclipse. This card's pretty great. Just sets all face-up monsters in the face-down defense position, and then at the end of the turn, your opponent draws cards equal to however many got flipped back face-up. But yeah, this is just to kind of hard stop Kashtira or a whole lot of other things. This can save you if you want to go into your combo, but they have a whole bunch of like negates up or whatnot. This card's great. Huge meta card. So yeah. I'll just real quick show you what I want my end board to look like every time. I know I talked about how to go into the Ultimate Falcon. I want the Ultimate Falcon. Unfortunately, the Y-Strix is always going to be up. I'm going to have Dragoon and either 1 or 2 Assault Dragons, usually 2. And then I have that Trap set. And so the trap you can activate from your hand if you have 2 Blackwing monsters. If not, you just set it, shuffle back into deck, and then I synchro into full Armor Master.
Okay.
And then,
so this is like your normal board plus the trap usually.
well, these 2 are interchangeable. This turns into this.
Okay.
And I like keeping it set because then, like, if they have Lava Golem or something, and I don't have the Gozen match, and I don't have to worry about them tributing full armor. Ideally, though, this is going to start accumulating counters as they use monster effects. Dragoon can't be destroyed by card effects, these two are both unaffected. And then that spell I was talking about earlier, this card has another effect where if a dark monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove one of those black feather counters instead. So I tribute one of them, and then I remove a counter from the other one to protect it. These three don't get destroyed, so my end board after I blow up the field is these 4 cards. This will go with that one. And then if I have a second Black Feather Whirlwind, I can also keep this up on the field too, which is incredible.
Well, here, we'll save that from there because if you guys want to watch this combo and get a tutorial from Ben on a whole entire combo, make sure you guys like and comment down below. So we're going to save that for a different video if you guys want to see that. So really quick, was the main deck 40, 43?
It's exactly 40. Yep.
40, okay.
I was going to play either 3 Prosperity or 3 Black Whirlwinds, but I just didn't really think you need the third Black Whirlwind. I've had times where you brick with 2 of them in your hand, and same with Prosperity. Like, those cards at 2 each seemed really useful, but if I were to add more, it would be either one of each of those or maybe just one of them.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe a third Prosperity would make sense, but...
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the deck profile. Did you have any shout-outs that you wanted to give out?
Yeah, honestly, there's a pretty cool Blackwing community, Discord and YouTube. There's been a couple dudes that are out there always making crazy combo videos. This was I made this deck myself, but there's some guys on YouTube. One of them, German guy, his name is Kanak Gaming, Kanak Gaming. If you go look up his channel, he's got all kinds of tutorials. You can learn how to master this deck from that dude, and then do what I did and make your own version of it. Super fun. This deck's very flexible and a lot of fun to play.
Nice. Alrighty, well, thank you very much for the deck profile, and congrats on getting top 8 today in the Starlight Zeus event.
Thanks.